Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. This is Gina. So there's a lot of suspicious stuff and just dirt kicking going on in the faces of progressives, and it's really pissing me off. So recently, it came out that the Young Turks, which is literally the largest progressive news channel, they have the most followers, the biggest online presence of any progressive news network anywhere, really, even if you include regular TV, because there is none. So, yeah, and so they were reportedly denied a press pass to the Democratic National Committee, which is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. They clearly are trying to give a message to progressives that we're not welcome, but then they expect us to vote for them. So this news story that just came out is really upsetting. Now, anybody who watches my show, listens to the podcast, you know how I feel about sexual assault. It is one of the reasons that I am loath to vote for Joe Biden. One of the main reasons is because I believe Tara Reade's story. I've looked at it. I've listened to, everything, all of her witnesses, and I believe her. So I have a real issue with that, just as I do with Donald Trump. So this story really hits at the heart of the Me Too movement and how it's being manipulated and abused and misused. So for anybody who doesn't know, there's someone named Alex Morse. He is a progressive. He's a Justice Democrat, and he is in Massachusetts. He's running against Democratic incumbent Richard Neal. Now, Richard Neal is very powerful in the Democratic Party based on what positions he holds on committees. He's also your standard issue corporate Democrat sellout. Okay, this is the guy who for so long refused to request Donald Trump's tax returns and then has slow walked it. He takes corporate PAC money. The guy he needs to go. He's just scum. He really is scum. He makes decisions based on what his donors want, not what his constituents want. So Alex Morse is a young guy. He's very progressive. He is also an openly gay man, and he's been in politics for quite a while. So he actually ran for governor when he was only 21 years old. He has a decent shot, especially with what we've been seeing with progressive wins all over the country. Everything from Mondaire Jones to, all over the country. I mean, we've just been seeing it in every area. We've been seeing these huge upsets of progressive wins over incumbents. So as his popularity has grown, as Alex Moore's popularity has grown, and it's looking a little bit more like, the old way of doing things is not that popular anymore with people on the left. They've started to attack Alex Morse, and it's gotten pretty ugly. So recently, and I want to get this all right, so I'm going to look at it. There's a group called the Massachusetts College Democrats. They are a group of college students, and they apparently informed Alex Morse more recently that he was no longer welcome at their events. So they wrote him this letter, and it pretty much went viral. So mainstream media has picked this up to some extent. Here's the thing, they never filed an actual complaint about anything. But what they're claiming is that he has taken part in sexual misconduct, not sexual assault or sexual abuse, but what they coin sexual misconduct. So here's the deal. Here's what they're alleging. They're alleging that he made people feel uncomfortable, that he made students feel uncomfortable, and that he used his position of power and authority to further, I guess, his dating life. Here's the rub, though. One of the people who he went out with said that they didn't even know that he was in public life, that he held a position of power, that he worked in government. They had no idea who he was. So how do you use that as an argument? It doesn't make sense. So this person is claiming, oh, they felt very uncomfortable about, him being this person in the government, that he had a position in the government, but yet they knew nothing about it before they went out on the date with him. So how is he using his position to get dates, or to intimidate people, or to manipulate people, or force them into dating him? It's nonsensical. The guy was young, okay? So what they're saying is, oh, well, he went out with college students. Yeah, I mean, he was basically almost college age. So he taught a course at the University of Massachusetts. He taught one course per semester at the age of 25. Well, who would you expect him to be dating? He's going to be dating people around his age, and some of them may be college students. Now, they were never his students, but some of them went to that college or nearby colleges. They were around his age. He was meeting these men on Tinder. They were all adults. They weren't underage. These weren't children. This was not rape or molestation. Every relationship he had, every sexual encounter he had was consensual. They have not brought any information to the public that says otherwise. And again, they never filed a single complaint prior to sending this letter and making this whole thing very public. And it's right before the primary. Wow, what a coincidence. So here's what has come out since then, okay? They're claiming these messages on Instagram and matches on Tinder made people feel uncomfortable. Okay, the guy leading the charge on this is someone named Timothy Ennis. So here's where it gets really interesting and what has come out. The school apparently was recently notified that there's evidence that exists to prove that these public attacks on Morse are politically motivated, as if we didn't already know that. So a woman named Claire Sheedy has come forward, and she was apparently an active member of the college Democrats chapter at the Massachusetts College. She has now told the Intercept news outlet that she knew Ennis. She actually worked with him to get Pete Buttigieg elected. Why, I don't know. That's another whole show. But we will forgive her temporary lapse in judgment on that. So she said that she actually took a car ride with Ennis. They were traveling somewhere, and on the car ride, Ennis informed her, he let her know of his fondness, for Senator or for Congressman Richard Neal. Okay. He also said that Neal was his, quote, in to politics, and that he planned on working his way up from there. So clearly this guy has motivation to want to take down Morse, because he needs Neal in a position of power to help him with his political aspirations. It's that simple. She also, another student named Helena Middleton said that when she was a member of the University of Massachusetts College Dems, she tried to recruit members of the group to help with Morse's campaign. So she would come to them with volunteer opportunities and things like that, and they were never interested. But they were interested in helping Richie Neal. She later found out that one of the students in leadership of that Democratic group was in Richard Neal's journalism course at the time. So because Richard Neal taught courses there as well. She said, quote, "He made it very clear that he supported the election campaign and that he wanted to work for Neal." There were also instances in which the UMass College Dems group requested a donation from Morse from his campaign. He had to decline, and he told them, he just doesn't have the funding. I mean, he doesn't have this big corporate machinery behind him as Neal does. So again, Morse is running as a Justice Democrat. That means you take no corporate PAC money, you don't take big dollar donations from people with nefarious, motives, and that you literally take donations, small dollar donations from the public, so that those are the people you're beholden to. Those are the people whose issues you're going to care about and put front and center and make decisions based on what's good for them, not your corporate donors. That's the whole point behind Justice Democrats. Richie Neal is the complete opposite. So Richie Neal did donate to this group, and they went on social media and they thanked him for it and made a big deal out of it. And this Timothy Ennis guy liked the tweet that they posted about this donation. Apparently, he has since locked his Twitter account, so nobody can get in there and see. But it's very clear what's going on. And, of course, people have different political views, and there are a lot of liberals in the Democratic Party who don't understand. They meet people or they see them on TV, and it's all personality. It's all personality driven. It's a personality contest. Wake up. When are people going to wake up? I had literally just had this conversation with a friend of mine on Facebook who thinks that Kamala Harris is a great idea for a VP pick because, we're going to get a woman as a VP finally, and, a woman of color to boot. Great. I'm all for that, but let it be someone who actually gives a damn about we the people. We cannot have this mindset of any port in a storm. There are just as many corrupt female politicians as there are men. So what's the point? There is no difference between a corporate-owned candidate that's a female and a corporate-owned candidate that's a male. They all need to go. So Richie Neal absolutely, positively must go. This guy is corrupt. He is corporate owned. He is absolutely not working for the benefit of the people. He will absolutely not be a positive in the Democratic Party. He has not been, and he will continue to disappoint. So this is BS. What really pisses me off with this is that they're taking the Me Too movement and they're weaponizing it. They're using it to harm a progressive candidate. And it really undermines the entire movement in general. It delegitimizes the movement. It makes you question every other victim who comes forward. And we can't just make this blanket judgment. We have to look at the details. We have to look at, the guy's age. Yeah, he's going to be dating people around the same age as him. There's nothing wrong with a 25-year-old dating a 21-year-old or 22-year-old who's in college. Sorry, nothing wrong with it. And sending somebody a message over Instagram that was not sexual in nature, that was not harassing in nature. Really? Are we really the snowflakes that the right says we are? Come on. It undermines everything that we have been working for victims' rights of actual sexual misconduct, actual sexual assault, sexual abuse, and inappropriate behavior. So just stop. Just seriously, just stop. So this whole thing has made me decide that I am going to now donate to Morris's campaign. So good job. Good job, liberals, on pissing off progressives who you claim are so horrible online, so vicious and, attack dogs. So that's, I wonder why. You guys do things in a stealth manner and you pretend to be so honorable and polite, but really this is disgusting. This is really gross what you're doing to this man. So good on him. I'm glad he's sticking in there. I'm glad he's not giving into this BS the way some other people have done. I'm glad that he's holding his head high and declaring he's done nothing wrong. And he apologized. He said if he, inadvertently made somebody feel uncomfortable, he apologized for it. And, I don't know what else you want from the guy. He didn't do anything wrong as far as the evidence goes. So they've come forward with nothing. So far, they've offered no documentation, no proof that he has done anything legitimately wrong. And until they do so, sorry, I don't see it. You guys are literally attacking someone who could help move this country forward for a corporatist or someone who needs to go yesterday. So anyway, guys, as always, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching Plants and Politics. The only way to take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again.